So I was always writing music that just didn't fit those genres, and are slowly creeping into the sublingual stuff. And I just write what I feel, so it's all the myriad of all the bands, styles, artists that I have just grown to discover and fall in love with over the years. So it's definitely proggy, but with a strong rock backbone, and we just try and make it entertaining and self-satisfying for us, and see where it finds home in our music.
Nathan from Sublingual joins us today here on the broadcast. He has been doing music for a heck of a long time. He has been in a lot of different musical projects. He's been all over the place. He's a great musician in his own right. Talk to me about the business side of music. What do you think of the business side of music these days with the internet and things of that nature, social media, all that?
Uh, to its benefit, the social media really helps get it out there. Now everybody has access to music. I'll say that when I first moved out to Colorado in 2001, it was interesting for me to discover that what was huge on the East Coast and West Coast would fly right over, places like Colorado, the middle of the country.
Yeah.
So it's a real boon to be able to get your music out there. On the business side, I guess you could, on a certain level, choose your expletive, but it's really tough to turn it into a business because everybody can download everything for free. Nobody wants to pay for anything anymore. And I don't know if you know this, but a single today costs as much as it did in the 1950s. $1. Although a dollar was worth more back then. And it's really not about the money per se. However, if one does have aspirations to make their living in music, you've got to really turn people on. And it's I used to be so opposed to the term pop music. I'm not saying that we are or are not, but I think that we do have sensibilities that are pop accessible. But it's tough to make the living due to everybody's wanting everything as free. What I call, pardon my French, I don't mean to infringe on any copyrights, but what I call the Walmart mentality. People want thing-shaped objects with as little output as possible. But those like me and many I do know, even though we may get access to music, we're still willing to pay for it because we understand what artists go through to create this stuff in terms of the countless unpaid hours just to generate it and then record it and get it distributed, whether you do it yourself or you have any kind of machine behind you. It's fun, don't get me wrong, first and foremost, but the business side is tough. And then on the performance end, there is a huge what people call the pay-to-play thing, which is where you're required to sell tickets at venues, and if you don't sell X amount, you make nothing. Therefore, you have just paid a promoter for them putting on a show, and others will say, well, they're not promoters, they're booking agents, since they don't actually pay people. But if you do get people to come to your shows, there is income available, and the trend is still true where to really make strong money is in merchandise and being out on the road constantly. But to stay home and get it to happen is definitely more challenging. So that's why if you're lucky enough, if you put your stuff on iTunes or Bandcamp or any of the retailers that can help distribute your music and people are willing to throw down $1, $7, $10 just to help your cause, that's what keeps artists alive. So, it's as close as we're getting to the how to describe it, the I don't know who my patron is type of system that they had back in medieval times or Renaissance times, where the good artists were covered by princes and kings to be able to perform their craft, but then they had to do it the way they wanted it rather than the way than the artist wants it. Perhaps you're lucky if it coincides that way.
Now, you guys have a great Facebook following. You've got a massive social media presence. Talk to me about social media and music nowadays.
Again, I'll default to a bit of what I just said a moment ago, in that it's a great way to get it out there. We have the Facebook page, Reverb Nation. Facebook links you to Reverb Nation, so that if you do stumble onto us, like we had a band from Australia just last week write us saying we're coming through Colorado and we want you to play. They happened to stumble upon us as they were searching for bands to add to their bill. So that, again, advertising, it's free and allows people to just learn about whatever it is you put out there. far more easy than it was in yesteryear. Whereas if you had higher ambitions, you had to know somebody and have phone numbers and addresses. Where now you might just be found. I'm not saying it's that overnight sensation. I doubt it'll ever be. It takes time to build it, but
we've got Nathan from Sublingual with us today here on the big broadcast, and you can check them out on Facebook. Also, Reverb Nation. It's reverbnation.com/sublingual. And you guys are have done some amazing stuff out there in the music scene out there in your neck of the woods. And you guys are playing all over the place. Talk to me about the music scene in Colorado. What's that like?
It's a lot chummier than I once thought it to be. So it's actually music that people dig. They want to be a part of it, book shows together, have a good time, and we're lucky enough to now be getting a few more nationals. I mentioned a bit ago that we played with Soul Asylum. This coming Thursday, we're playing with Candlebox.
Yep.
And then at the end of August, we're going to be playing with Alien Ant Farm, who dropped off the map a little bit for a time. And are now re-emerging, and I forgot what a wonderful band they are, and we got referred to play that show. So as you do get yourself out there and people take a little bit of notice, a band that's, you know, trying to find ways to put shows together, we're now achieving a point that we're happy with, where people are referring us to great shows, and we always look forward and always just want to make new friends and hopefully some new fans.
Well, good stuff. Well, we're going to play some of your music right now. We're going to play No Disguise here on the big broadcast. And I appreciate you making time for us today, brother. Thanks for doing this, man.
And thank you for having me on.
Definitely, man. Have yourself a wonderful day.
You too.
Thank you much. Nathan from Sublingual with us today here on the broadcast. And I'll tell you, these guys, they are incredible musicians, just incredible people as well. And definitely good stuff from these guys. We want to get, if you want to get more information on Nathan and the guys at Sublingual, you can check them out on reverbnation.com/sublingual. And here it is, No Disguise, here on the big broadcast.